One thing that we might ponder on every now and then is what would be the worst day of our lives? Something really tragic you'd probably think of. Now, of course, I'm not talking about anything extreme like death or some type of disease or something that you could obtain. No, I'm thinking more smaller scale. Perhaps you lost a job that you were very fond of, or maybe your best friend moved away, or perhaps your favorite food place finally shut down. There's a lot of things that you could say, but I think I finally know for sure what mine would be, and it's something that's been haunting the back of my brain for a while now, and it's what if the next 3D Mario actually sucks? Whoa, time out. Okay, hold on. You might be thinking this doesn't even make sense, and you'd be right. Has Nintendo ever given us a reason to think this? Mario 64, gas. Mario Sunshine, gas. Fight Me. Super Mario Galaxy, gas. Super Mario Galaxy 2, gas. Mario 3D Land, gas. No, I do not have gameplay. Thanks, Nintendo. Mario 3D World, gas. Super Mario Odyssey, gas. Bowser's Fury, gas. Look, you get the point. Every 3D Mario game is gas in my eyes. Now, not everybody is going to feel that way, but I think at the very least, everyone thinks that every 3D Mario game is at least really good. It may not be your favorite game ever, but they are all extremely high quality. Yes, even Mario Sunshine is a skill issue, get over it. So no, it's not that I'm necessarily worried about the next 3D Mario game being bad. In fact, I'd be willing to bet a ridiculous large sum of money that the next 3D Mario game is going to be really good. But what if it's just good? The thing that makes me worried the most is what if this long wait for this next 3D Mario game is just fine. It's a good game, but that's about it. Now, why would I think this? What has Nintendo done recently to make me think this? A little too much. Let's take Metroid Prime 4 for example. No, of course, it's not the Mario Odyssey team. This is a completely different team made up of old Retro Studio devs. So, of course, this is a completely different situation. But you're coming off of 3 what I think of as extremely good Metroid games with Metroid Prime 1 through 3, and then they give us whatever Prime 4 was, which is no joke one of my least favorite Nintendo games in years. Maybe this isn't a good example because that game isn't even received as a good game for a lot of people. But what if we move on to something like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? In my eyes, this is one of the first Zelda games that's ever kind of let me down. I was genuinely surprised at the lack of new things that they added in the world, the lack of variety in the dungeons, the lack of variety in new costumes and just new characters and new enemies. The bosses were pretty lacking. I'm not a big fan of Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm somebody that has never, and I mean never, been let down by a new Zelda game. And I think this is a better example of what I'm trying to say. Because, was it received well? Absolutely, people love this game. But I did see a lot of people online that really didn't care too much about this game the way they did with Breath of the Wild and some of the others in the series. But what makes this example not too bad is we didn't have to wait a egregious amount of time for the next Zelda game. Now, it wasn't a little amount of time or anything like that. It was about 6 years since Breath of the Wild, but still, it wasn't anything crazy like this next example I'm gonna give. What if it's a Mario Kart World situation? We had Mario Kart 8 release on the Wii U, eventually get a deluxe version and DLC, but since Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, it's been 12 years. It took 12 years for us to get Mario Kart World. Yes, I know that they were working on the 8 Deluxe version and adding all that DLC with the booster pass, but still, it took 12 years to finally see a new Mario Kart under a new engine, and it was met with one of the biggest controversies I've ever seen in my entire life for a Nintendo game. I mean, it single-handedly started the grifter thing that's been going around. $80 to drive on straightaway roads? Yeah, it was a big problem in the community, so much so many Mario Kart fans and even content creators went back to the past game or even went back to Mario Kart Wii just because this game was so boring to them. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying here? This October will mark 9 years since Super Mario Odyssey, and we still haven't had a new 3D Mario game even announced or even leaked or anything yet. I mean, there's some rumors saying that it will happen in 2027, but I feel like we've been hearing that for the last 4 years. What if we wait nearly 10 years, a decade, for this new 3D Mario game, and it's just okay? This is my worst nightmare. I'm trying to lower my expectations, but it's 3D Mario, man. It's a series that always innovates and surprises. I mean, there's no way I could possibly lower my expectations. It's been 9 years since the amazing Super Mario Odyssey, and nearly 6 years since the awesome bite-sized adventure of Bowser's Fury. But when I see how long it took some of these other games to be developed, and how much dev time went into them, just for them to turn out to be either bad or mediocre products, I'm a bit scared. In my eyes, this 3D Mario game has to be something insane. When you make fans wait a dang near decade for a 3D Mario platformer, you gotta have some sauce to it. More sauce than you've ever whipped up before. We've been waiting so patiently. Yes, the Mario team did give us Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was amazing, but admittedly, that did feel kind of just like a sequel in a way, a spiritual sequel, if you would, to Super Mario Odyssey. It didn't really feel like a 3D Mario game. It definitely had its own identity of digging and breaking the terrain, picking it up, throwing it, and punching enemies, which definitely gave it a completely different feel in my opinion. That's why I just do not think this is a suitable replacement for a 3D Mario game. It's a great 3D adventure game. It's not necessarily the platformer that I had in mind though, which still is fine. It fits Donkey Kong. It actually was an extremely good title. Also, can you guys let me know if I'm the only one that felt this way? But when they showed the first reveal of Donkey Kong Bonanza and they showed the first couple of worlds and stuff and just the overview of them, I was praying that it wasn't 3D Mario because it looked a lot like Odyssey, but in a way, slightly blander worlds. Do you get what I'm saying? Once again, this is no negativity against Donkey Kong Bonanza because I think that game is like a 9.5 out of 10. I'm just saying it right off the bat just really wasn't looking like the 3D Mario I had envisioned after waiting so long. And now after Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think I'm even more picky. I think a traditional sandbox 3D Mario game isn't enough to cut this weight, you know what I mean? Like, I feel so bad saying that, like I'm a spoiled brat, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm expecting something grander. And after the recent re-release of Mario 3D World and the phenomenal Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I also really am hoping this isn't just another Mario 3D World linear 3D platformer, because arguably, I think some other franchises did it better. I really do like Mario 3D World, but I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land blows it out of the water. And the same thing for Sony's recent Astro Bot. I'm a Nintendo fanboy till death, but Astro Bot is one of the best 3D platformers I've played in the last 15 to 20 years, dog. I'm that serious. I think it blows 3D World out of the water as well. And Bowser's Fury honestly did nothing but make this worse, because seeing this semi-open world, or technically it was pretty much a full open world 3D Mario game just on a super small scale, and oh my gosh, I can't imagine any other way to play 3D Mario now after that. Like, I would be so out of my mind shocked if the next 3D Mario game didn't pick up the pieces that Bowser's Fury left behind. It just laid out a perfect blueprint as to what a 3D Mario game, fully open world, could look like. I know, we live in a world of tons of open world slop, but I do not think that 3D Mario would be that. I also don't think that everything needs to be open world. I'm not saying the next Kirby or Splatoon or Smash Brothers, or I didn't even want Mario Kart to have an open world. But still, I think 3D Mario should definitely go that route. And yes, I know I'm still kind of setting myself up for expectations that may not come true, but I'm sorry, I think I am going to be a little let down, if not a lot let down, if the next 3D Mario game is some smaller scale linear 3D game, instead of a larger scale big world to explore. Like, in a way, I want this next game to feel like the Breath of the Wild moment for the Nintendo Switch 2. Not being Breath of the Wild, but feeling like that level of game that makes everybody want to buy it and everyone talking about it. So no, I'm not worried that the game is going to be bad, but I'm just worried that it's going to be something that we've seen before, another 3D sandbox game. I've seen so many people out there complaining about how they wanted Super Mario Odyssey 2, and I did too, but that time is long past. I am not waiting 9, almost 10 years for a sequel of a game that came out in 2017. It's 100% time to move on. If this game is a sequel, I am 100% going to be let down, no matter how good it is. But even though some other franchises have let me down, like Mario Kart with Mario Kart World, and Zelda with Tears of the Kingdom, and Metroid with Metroid Prime 4, but my boy 3D Mario has showed up and executed surprised and delighted for over 30 years now. There's absolutely no reason to not have faith in them until they prove us otherwise. I still do believe that this next 3D Mario game is going to be one of the most ambitious projects that Nintendo has ever worked on. I think also it just sucks that nowadays development time takes so long, but with these increasing times, fans are expecting more and more. I mean, if you go on Twitter right now, GTA 6 has leaked all over the place, showing all types of gameplay and cutscenes from the game, and a lot of people are pretty let down by what they've seen so far, saying this just looks like more of the same. I don't think having overly ambitious expectations for a game is the only problem, but it seems more reasonable when that game is approaching decades of development time. people start to have expectations based on how long it's been since the last game. There's a reason why everybody's expecting the world from GTA 6. It's been the meme to talk about for the last 15 years. So when you have these crazy long development times, especially for something like a 3D platformer, it gets people expecting some pretty big things. And for 3D Mario, of all things, to be taking dang near 10 years, I don't care with or without a Donkey Kong Bonanza or a Bowser's Fury game that they had 6 years ago. Yeah, I have some pretty insane expectations, because what in the world are they cooking in the kitchen for so long? I am super excited to see what the heck this game is, because goodness gracious, who knows when the next one's going to be after this. Yeah, I'm already talking about the next 3D Mario, and the current one hasn't even come out. I'm all over the place. But at this rate, I just want to see it, you know? You know, Nintendo, if you're watching this and you're just like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're scripting the next Nintendo Direct right now, and you're like, you know what, we got all these trailers, all these games that we can show off. What do we show? What do we give our fans in the next Nintendo Direct this September? So this is me just asking you nicely, hey Nintendo, I know that trailer, I know you have it. I know right now on a hard drive, sitting on a desk, on Frank's desk right now to be specific, Frank has everything he needs to put this trailer together in the next Nintendo Direct segment to end the show, the big bang, the big boozy woozy doozy that we're waiting for, and it's just up to you, Mr. Furukawa, to give the green light to Frank. Give Frank the green light. Hashtag Frank release the 3D Mario files.